The station floated at the edge of known space, cold and loud, filled with metal sounds and harsh lights. Traders shouted. Machines moved crates. Security drones hovered above the floor, watching everyone. Behind a stack of broken cargo boxes, a small alien child hid. He was very small, smaller than others of his kind. His skin was pale and thin. His arms shook when he tried to hold himself still. His breathing was weak and uneven. He had learned one rule of the galaxy very early. Weak ones are not welcome. Aliens passed by him every day. Some looked at him and turned away. Some laughed quietly. A few kicked the crates near him just to see him flinch. No one stopped. No one cared. The child did not cry anymore. Crying never helped. He waited for scraps of food. Sometimes he found nothing. Sometimes he found pain. Above the station floor, the security drones changed their patrol pattern. There. Lights turned red. A calm metal voice echoed through the station. Station cleaning in progress. Unauthorized life forms will be removed. Everyone knew what that meant. Merchants packed their things faster. Travelers moved away from the dark corners. No one wanted trouble. No one wanted to see what happened. Next, the small alien understood the words, removed. He tried to stand, but his legs failed. He crawled instead, slow and shaking, leaving faint marks on the cold floor. His heart beat fast. He knew he could not outrun the drones. One drone turned toward him. Its sensors locked on. The child pressed himself against the wall and closed his eyes. This was how it ended, he thought, like all the others. Then something strange happened. Heavy boots stopped near him. The child opened one eye. A human stood there. The human was tall compared to him, but not armored, not powerful looking, just a traveler, simple clothes. Tired eyes. A small bag over one shoulder. The human looked down. Most aliens did not see him as a child. They saw a problem, but the human saw a child. The human knelt slowly so he would not scare him. Hey, the human said softly. The small alien froze. He did not move. He waited for pain. It did not come. The drone moved closer. Its red light flashed brighter. Unauthorized life form detected, the drone said. Step aside. The human did not move. People nearby stopped walking. Some whispered. Some stared in shock. Humans were known in the galaxy. Emotional, dangerous, unpredictable. Helping a discarded alien was against station law. The human looked at the drone. No, the human said. The word was calm, but firm. The drone paused. It was not used to that. Failure to comply will result in punishment, the drone replied. The human stood up and stepped fully in front of the child. The small alien could only see the human's back now. Wide shoulders. Still stance. For the first time in his life, someone stood between him and fear. The crowd grew quiet. Some aliens shook their heads. Some laughed nervously. Crazy human, someone whispered. The drone raised its weapon. The human did not reach for a weapon, did not shout, did not threaten. He simply stayed there. Behind him, the child felt something new. Not hope, he did not know that word yet, but something close. The drone sent a signal to station control. Authorization was requested. The seconds stretched long. The human spoke again without turning around. It's okay, he said to the child. I've got you. The words were simple, but they hit harder than any weapon. The child's hands stopped shaking. Station control responded. Human traveler, a voice said. Step away. That life form has no clearance. The human lifted his head. He's not a thing, the human said. He's alive. The station went silent. No one had said that before. The drone lowered its weapon slightly, waiting for final command. The human knew the risk. He knew what humans faced when they broke galactic rules. Fines, prison, Worse. Still, he did not move. The child looked up at him, eyes wide. Why would a human do this? Why would anyone care? The drone's light turned bright red again. Final. Warning, it said. The human took a slow breath and did not step aside. The station waited. So did the galaxy. The station alarm stopped, but the danger did not. The human felt it before he saw it. The air changed. Voices lowered. Eyes followed him. Station control made a decision. Human traveler. The metal voice said, "You are now responsible for the unauthorized life form." The human did not answer right away. He slowly turned and looked down at the small alien. "Child, you can stay," the human said softly. "But it won't be easy." The child did not understand all the words, but he understood the tone. The human was not leaving him. The drone moved aside. That shocked everyone. Some aliens stepped back, afraid. Others laughed, sure this would end badly. Helping a weak alien was one thing. Taking responsibility was another. The human gently reached out his hand. The child stared at it. Hands were used to push, to grab, to hurt. This hand was open, slowly with shaking fingers. The child touched it. The human smiled, just a little. "Come on," the human said. They walked through the station together. Every step felt heavy. Every sound felt loud. The child kept close, afraid someone would pull him away, but no one did. They only watched at the docking bay. The human's ship waited. It was small, old, nothing special. Perfect. As the door closed behind them, the child finally breathed out. Inside the ship it was warm, quiet, safe. The human knelt again and opened a storage box. He took out a simple food pack and placed it on the floor. The smell hit the child first. Real food, not scraps, not trash. The child froze. "Go on," the human said. "It's yours." The child crawled forward and grabbed it with both hands. He ate fast, afraid it would be taken away. His body shook as he swallowed. Tears fell without warning. The human did not speak. He did not touch him. He just waited. When the child finished, he slowly looked up. The human gave him water. "Thank you," the child whispered. The word sounded strange in his mouth. The human nodded. "You're welcome." But safety never lasts long in the galaxy. A warning light flashed on the ship's panel. Incoming signal. The human checked it. Station security. They were not done. "Human," the voice said, "you are ordered to return the alien immediately. You are violating interspecies disposal law." The child heard the tone. He knew this voice. He had heard it before, always before someone disappeared. He backed away, eyes wide. The human's jaw tightened. "He's coming with me," the human sighed. "Non-compliance will result in pursuit." The voice replied. The signal cut. The ship engines hummed to life. As the ship lifted away from the station, the child pressed his face against the small window. He watched the only place he had ever known shrink into the dark. He felt fear, but also something else. Possibility. The human sat in the pilot's seat, calm but focused. "What's your name?" the human asked. The child hesitated. Names were not important where he came from. "I don't have one," he said quietly. The human paused. "Then we'll find one," the human said. The ship jumped into travel speed. Behind them, the station launched a patrol beacon. Far away, a patrol ship received the alert. Unauthorized human. Protected. Alien, high priority. The patrol commander read the message and smiled. "A human trying to play hero," he said. "Prepare pursuit." Back on the small ship, the child felt a strange warmth near the human. His breathing eased. His pain faded just a little. He did not understand why. The human did not notice yet, but something was already changing. The ship flew deeper into space. And the galaxy began to pay attention. The patrol ship was larger than the human's vessel. Stronger, faster, built for control. Not care. It followed silently. Inside the human ship, the small alien sat curled near the wall, watching lights move across the ceiling. Every sound made him tense. Every vibration felt like danger. The human noticed. They're following us, the human said, honest and calm. The child nodded. He already knew. Most beings in the galaxy did not chase to talk. The human adjusted the ship's course, not to escape, but to buy time. He avoided busy lanes and flew through quiet space, where stars were far apart and signals were weak. Why did you help me? The child asked suddenly. The human glanced back. Because you needed help, he said. Child frowned. That is not enough reason. In the galaxy, nothing was free. The human smiled a little. It is for humans. The child did not reply. He had never met a human before. He did not know if that was true. Minutes passed. Then something strange happened. The pain in the child's chest faded. His breathing grew easier. The constant ache in his limbs softened. He sat up straighter without meaning to. He looked at his hands. They were steady. The human noticed now. You okay? The human asked. I feel less broken, the child said slowly. The human frowned and checked the ship's medical scanner. The screen flashed numbers and symbols. No medicine, the human muttered. No treatment. The scanner showed improvement. That made no sense. The patrol ship moved closer. A signal came through. This is Galactic Patrol Vessel 7. A deep voice said. Human ship, power down and prepare to be boarded. The human took a breath. No, he said again. The patrol commander laughed. Humans always say that. The human opened a channel instead of weapons. My passenger is a child, the human said. He is not cargo. He is not waste. He is classified as a failed life form, the commander replied. Return him. The child listened. He had heard those words before. Failed life form. The human looked back at him. You don't belong to them. The human said. The patrol commander cut the channel. Weapons powered up. The child felt fear rise again. But something else rose with it. Heat. Light. A pressure inside his chest. He gasped. The lights on the ship flickered. The human turned. Hey, what's happening? I don't know, the child said, scared. I feel full. Energy spread from the child without sound. Not violent, not sharp, gentle, like a wave. The human ship's damaged panel repaired itself. The engine stabilized. The human stared. Did you do that? The child shook his head. I didn't try. The patrol ship fired. The blast should have destroyed the human ship. It did not. The energy wave expanded, soft but unstoppable. The patrol ship's weapons shut down. Its shields collapsed without damage. Systems went dark, but life support stayed on. The patrol commander shouted in confusion. What was that? Silence answered him. The human ship flew past. The human's hands shook on the controls. That was you, the human said slowly. The child looked at his hands again. They glowed faintly, then returned to normal. I didn't want to hurt anyone, the child said, panic in his voice. You didn't, the human replied. You protected. They flew until the patrol ship was far behind. The human pulled up old galactic records, restricted files, forgotten files. His eyes widened. This can't be right, he whispered. The child's species name appeared on the screen. Marked as extinct, dangerous, removed for galactic safety. Not warriors, healers, balance keepers. They could calm systems, repair damage, stop wars. Without firing a shot, the galaxy had feared them. So it erased them. The human looked at the child. They were wrong about you, the human said. The child swallowed. They always are. The human shook his head. Not always. Not anymore. Far away, the patrol ship sent a distress signal. Unknown energy source. Human involvement. Extreme threat level. The message spread. Councils listened. Commanders watched recordings. A single human ship, a small alien child, and a power the galaxy thought was gone. The chase was no longer about the law, it was about control. And the galaxy was about to learn something it had forgotten. Humans do not protect because it is safe. They protect because it is right. The human did not slow. The ship, he changed direction. He flew away from known routes into quiet space where old signals faded and laws felt far away. The stars looked colder here, older, like they were watching. The small alien sat silently. His body felt different now. Stronger, warm. The pain that had lived inside him for as long as he could remember was almost gone. That scared him. "I didn't mean to do that," the child said. "I don't want them to chase you." The human glanced back. "They were already chasing me." The child lowered his head. "Because of me." The human shook his head. "Because of their fear." The ship passed a dead satellite. Old markings showed it belonged to a research group that no longer existed. The human slowed the ship. "Something about you woke up old records," the human said. "I want answers before they find us again." They docked with the silent structure. Inside, dust floated in the air. Lights flickered on as the human powered the place. Screens came alive, showing forgotten data. The child felt something pull at him. Not fear, memory. He walked toward one screen without thinking. The human followed. On the screen appeared images of aliens who looked like the child. Taller, healthier, calm. They stood between fighting fleets, glowing softly as weapons shut down around them. The human read quietly. "Species classification," he whispered. "Balance kind." The child frowned. That word, balance. It feels familiar. "They weren't fighters," the human said. "They stopped fights." Records showed panic. Council meetings, warnings. "Too powerful," one file read. "Disrupts control," another said. "Must be contained," said a third. Then one final word appeared again and again. "Removed." The child's chest tightened. "They killed them," the child said softly. "They tried," the human replied. "They failed at one thing." He looked at the child. "They didn't erase you." Alarms sounded suddenly. A patrol signal broke through the silence. "They found us," the human said. The child stepped back, afraid. "I don't want to hurt anyone." "You won't," the human said. "You choose what you are." The patrol ships arrived fast. 3 of them this time. A message came through. "This is Galactic Authority," a calm voice said. "Human, surrender the child. He is a threat." The human looked at the child. "You don't have to hide anymore," he said. The child shook. Light shimmered faintly around him. "I don't know how to stop it." "Don't stop it," the human said. "Guide it." The patrol ships fired warning shots. The station shook. The child closed his eyes. He remembered being hungry. Cold, alone. He remembered the human's hand. The food, the words, the choice. The light grew, but it did not burn. It spread. The patrol weapons powered down, not broken. Just quiet. Engines slowed. Shields softened. The ships drifted safely, unharmed. The patrol commanders stared at their screens in shock. "What did you do?" one demanded. The child opened the channel himself. His voice was small, but steady. "I didn't attack you," he said. "I asked you to stop." Silence followed. The human stood behind him. The child continued, braver now. "I don't want war. I don't want fear. I just want to live." The authority voice returned, unsure. "You are too dangerous to be free." The human stepped forward. "No," he said. "You're just afraid of what you can't control." The message cut. The patrol ships retreated, sending urgent data to the core worlds. Inside the old station, The child felt tired. The light faded. He almost fell. The human caught him. "You did great," the human said. "I didn't know I could," the child whispered. The human smiled. Neither did the galaxy. As they left the station, signals spread faster than ships ever could. A living balance kind. A human protector. Weapons stopped without a fight. Councils began to argue. Commanders demanded action. Some called for capture. Others asked a different question. What if the humans were right? Far away, a vote was being prepared, not about punishment. About fear, and whether the galaxy was ready to let go of it. News does not travel fast in space. Fear does. Before the human ship reached the next system, whispers were already moving through the galaxy. Patrol crews talked in low voices. Command centers replayed recordings again and again. A small alien, a human beside him. 3 patrol ships stopped. Without damage. The Galactic Council called an emergency session. Tall beings, wide beings, beings made of light and stone appeared on giant screens. Some were angry, some were afraid. A few were curious. "They must be contained," one counselor said. "That child can disable fleets." "He did not attack," another replied. "He protected." "A difference without meaning," a third snapped. Power is power. On a quiet asteroid far from the council chambers, the human ship landed to rest. The child slept for the first time without pain. His breathing was slow and calm. The human watched him. "You didn't choose this," the human whispered. The ship's console flashed. Incoming transmission. Galactic Council priority. The human answered. "This is the council," a voice said. "You are ordered to bring the child to a secure facility." The human took a breath. "So you can lock him away?" "To study him," the voice replied. "For the safety of the galaxy." The human looked at the child again. "No," the human said. "The channel stayed open." "You defy galactic law," the voice warned. "Humans do that," the human replied. The council ended the call. Minutes later, another signal arrived. Not official, private. The human hesitated, then accepted. A single counselor appeared on screen. Old, scarred. "They are afraid," the counselor said. "Fear makes them dangerous." "They already are," the human replied. The counselor studied the sleeping child. "He reminds me of stories. My people tried to forget," the counselor said. "The balance kind." "They didn't forget," the human said. "They erased." The counselor nodded slowly. "Yes." He leaned closer to the screen. "There are others like me," he said. "Not many, but enough to delay them." "Delay what?" the human asked. "A capture order," the counselor answered. The human's jaw tightened. "What do you want?" "Bring the child to the council," the counselor said. "Not in chains," as a voice. The human was silent. "That place will eat him alive," the human said. "Or it will hear him," the counselor replied. "The galaxy needs to see him speak." The child stirred. He had heard his name. Or what passed for one. "Are they coming?" the child asked softly. "Yes," the human said honestly. The child sat up. "Then I should speak," the child said. The human knelt in front of him. "You don't have to." The child looked at the human. "You stood in front of drones for me," the child said. "Now let me stand too." The journey to the council world was tense. Ships followed at a distance. No one attacked. When they arrived, the sky was full of watchers. The council chamber was vast, cold, bright. The child walked beside the human. Small steps echoing. Murmurs spread. So small, so calm, so dangerous. The council demanded proof. The child raised his hands. "I will not show you power," the child said. "I will show you choice." He closed his eyes. The room grew quiet. Anger faded. Fear softened. Pain eased. Old hatred loosened its grip. Counselors shifted, unsettled. What is this? One whispered. This is what we were, the child said. Before you were afraid, the human watched, heart pounding. The effect faded slowly. Silence filled the chamber. The child spoke again. I don't want to rule, he said. I don't want to fight. I just want to live and help. The council was split. Some demanded his arrest. Some demanded protection. The vote was delayed. Outside, crowds argued. Media spread the story. A human who refused to let go. A small alien who refused to hate. The delay did not calm the galaxy. It shook it. Across star systems, beings argued in homes, ships, and stations. Old beliefs cracked. New questions spread. If the small alien was truly dangerous, why did he never attack? If humans were reckless, why did they stand for life instead of power? The council chambers reopened days later. Guards filled every corner. Not to protect the council, to protect the child. The human stood beside him again, quiet and steady. The lead counselor spoke. The vote will now be decided, the counselor said. Containment or coexistence. A massive screen lit up. One by one, votes appeared. Contain. Protect. Protect. Undecided. The room held its breath. Then a new voice requested entry. An old war commander, scarred, feared, respected. He appeared on the screen and bowed his head slightly. I fought the balance kind, the commander said. I believed they were a threat. Murmurs filled the chamber. They stopped my fleet, he continued. They did not destroy us. They healed our wounded. They turned enemies into brothers. The child watched quietly. I called them monsters, the commander said. But the real monster was fear. He looked at the child. This one is not a weapon, he said. He is a mirror. The vote shifted. Protect. A counselor slammed a limb on the table. If we protect him, others like him will rise. Good, the human said. Silence followed. The council stared. At the human spoke clearly. You fear losing control, the human said. We fear losing life. That is the difference. The final vote appeared. Coexistence. The decision sent shockwaves through the galaxy. The child was granted protection. Sanctuary. A voice. Not ownership. The council issued a new order. All weak and discarded species were to be reviewed. Humans volunteered first. They searched forgotten worlds, broken stations, old camps. They found children hiding, elders starving. Species left behind, and they helped, not to rule, to lift. Some aliens resisted, some attacked, some refused change. But the balance kind child stood before fleets again and again. Not to stop ships, to stop fear. He traveled with the human, system to system. He grew taller, stronger, calmer, but he stayed gentle. The human taught him words, stories, laughter. The child taught the human patience, silence, balance. They were different. That was their strength. Years passed. The galaxy changed slowly, painfully. Weapons were still built. Wars still started, but now someone always asked first, is there another way? The child was no longer called a failed life form. He was called a guide, a symbol. Some tried to turn him into a leader. He refused. I was saved by one human, he said. Not by power. By choice. The human aged. Lines formed on his face. His steps slowed. One day, the human sat and watched a new generation of children, many species together, laughing. We did good, the human said softly. The child nodded. You did. No, the human corrected. You chose to stand. The child looked at him. You taught me how, he said. Across the stars, a new law spread. Life before control. Choice before fear. The galaxy was not perfect. but it was awake. And all of it began the same way, with one small alien no one wanted, and one human who refused to walk away. The end was close now. But the impact was only beginning. Time moved forward, as it always did. Stars aged, worlds changed. Stories became lessons. The small alien was no longer small. He stood tall now, his movements calm and sure. The glow that once came without control now rested quietly inside him, waiting, listening. He had learned balance, just as his people once had. The galaxy called him many names. Guide, healer, hope. He accepted none of them. He accepted only one thing. Choice. On a peaceful world built for meeting, not ruling, leaders from many systems gathered. Not to argue, not to threaten. To listen. The human was there too, older now. Slower, but his eyes were the same. The small alien, no longer a child, stood at the center of the hall. No guards, no weapons. Just open space. He spoke without raising his voice. Was born weak, he said. I was called broken. I was meant to disappear. The hall was silent. I survived because one human stopped, he continued. Not to gain power, not to make history, just to help. Many remembered that moment now. The station, the drones. The word no. He looked toward the human. He did not save my life, the alien said. He changed it. Images appeared around the hall, children of many species learning together. Old enemies working side by side. Worlds rebuilding without fear. This is not because of me, the alien said. It is because someone believed I mattered. A council leader stood. Galaxy still fears humans. The leader said carefully. The human smiled faintly. We're used to that, the human said. Laughter spread, soft, real. The alien raised his hand gently, and the room calmed. Fear is not the enemy, he said. Fear is a warning. What we choose after fear decides who we are. He stepped down from the center. The meeting ended without votes. Without orders, something far more powerful had happened. Understanding. Later, under a quiet sky, the human sat beside the alien near a field of soft light plants. Stars reflected in their glow. You could have ruled, the human said. They would have followed you. The alien shook his head. My people tried that once, he said. It ended in silence. They watched the stars. I don't know how much time I have left, the human said gently. The alien turned, alarmed. The human smiled. Don't worry, he said. I'm not afraid. The alien felt a familiar warmth rise, but he held it steady. I will carry your choice forward, he said. Always. The human reached out and placed a hand on his shoulder. That's all I ever wanted, he said. When the human passed, the galaxy paused. Not because a hero died, but because a quiet choice was remembered. The alien did not build statues, he built schools, shelters, places where no one was called weak. Humans continued to travel, to help, to stand where others would not. Years later, a young alien child stood alone on a forgotten station, scared and shaking. A human traveler stopped. Kneeled. Held out a hand, and somewhere across the stars, the galaxy felt it again. Not power, not fear. Kindness. And that was how the galaxy finally learned the truth. Humans do not change the universe with strength. They change it by refusing to walk away.